After chapter 31 got released, we got to see what Delta is capable of, and we seen him compete with Naruto, and it seems that they are stalemating in their fight. The question is though, why is Delta so strong? That's the question that people have been asking themselves after reading this chapter. This chapter left people crazy, people were angry, people were amazed by the surprise of Delta's strength. It just didn't make sense, and I'm gonna tell you why Delta is this strong. Hey look, it's an Instagram page which I created. Now I want you guys to go over my real fans and follow this page, because I'm going to be giving shout outs to people who DM me asking whether I should shout out their Instagram page or whether I should shout out their YouTube channel. Now this offer is very limited, so go ahead to my Instagram page, follow and switch on the notification button before the offer ends. So the first thing I want you guys to know is this, okay? So Delta is part of Kara, that is obvious, but the most important thing here is that she is an inner of Kara. Well, let's talk about what Kara is, right? So Kara is this organization that contain inner and outers. We already know how powerful the outers are, but this is an inner of Kara. That is who Delta is. Second of all, we know that Kara deal with karma seals and Momoshiki, or at least we've seen Jigen deal with it. So that in itself proves the power of Jigen, or the leader of Kara. Being able to get a karma seal, which has been hinted to be achieved by defeating Otsutsuki, is a huge feat, and that alone puts them above the scale of many of these villains that have been introduced. We don't even know if Delta has a karma seal or not, and if she does, that proves that she has the power or is capable of defeating an Otsutsuki in order to achieve this. Now we don't know whether if some of these people from Kara, the inners, were given the karma seal, or even if they do have the karma seal, but if they do, we don't know whether they defeated the Otsutsukis themselves or Jigen gave the karma seal to them in the same way he did to Kawaki. If they do individually hunt down Otsutsukis in order to collect their karma seal, then that means that they are indeed a threat. They indeed can challenge Naruto and Sasuke, because the only two people on the planet who can deal with Otsutsuki are Naruto and Sasuke. Not even the 5 Kage were able to do this. So if Delta does or has defeated an Otsutsuki, then it makes sense for her to be able to compete at the level of Naruto and Sasuke, or at least close to it. So far we have confirmed how powerful Kara seems to be, and second of all, she is an inner of Kara, meaning that she is one of the best. As Kawaki described in the chapter, every single person from the inner side of Kara is a monster by themselves. Another thing people forget is that Delta is made out of scientific ninja tools, and people take that lightly. So let me put this into perspective for you, alright? So we've seen scientific ninja tools which absorb techniques, they absorb ninjutsu and completely nullify ninjutsu. We've seen scientific ninja tools which can re-release the techniques back to the user. We've seen jutsus of people absorbing chakra, yes, but we've never seen jutsus which allow you to absorb a technique and re-release it back to the user. The only people who have been capable of doing this are people who use scientific ninja tools or the Rinnegan itself, and that is all the proof you need. A lot of these techniques that require high tier power can be bypassed by using ninja technology. With this sort of power in her arsenal, plus the knowledge of her possibly being as strong as Naruto and Sasuke in terms of being able to take down an Otsutsuki and gain a karma seal, it should be no surprise that she is able to take Naruto on, because she has the tools to replicate godly feats. And so she did when she absorbed Naruto's Rasengan and returned it to him during their fight. There have been occasions where scientists took DNA from Naruto and Sasuke and actually replicated a full tail beast cloak, which gives you 9 tails and a version 2 form along with all the powers that come with that, and that is only just a pill that they managed to create using Naruto and Sasuke's DNA. Imagine what kind of power Delta has. We know that her body has been tampered with and has been modified just in the same way that Kawaki's has. We also know other people in the series whose bodies have been modified. Jugo is one of the people who was inspiration for Orochimaru in order to create Mitsuki. Mitsuki's DNA has been tampered with, as in he has some of the clan traits from Jugo, which is basically the ability to collect sage chakra naturally without even meditating or putting in much effort at all. Since Delta's body has been modified, what stops whoever modified her body from putting similar abilities into Delta. Who knows, maybe because her body is modified, she is able to use Sage Chakra straight away, and maybe that is why she is able to counter Naruto. I mean, when Naruto released a lot of chakra from his body, as seen in the pages when he was fighting Delta did the same, so we don't know exactly what chakra that is. That could be Sage Chakra, or that could be another source of power which we don't even know about. The main point is, the fight has just started and Naruto is not even putting in full effort, and people are complaining, saying that he should be able to one-shot Delta. We don't know the capabilities of Delta, we don't know exactly how strong she is. It is still supposed to remain a mystery, and that is why there is no reason for you to get angry at this whole situation. I pointed out multiple things which could prove that Delta does have the power to stand against Naruto and still survive. Now this one is important, so pay attention. We know that Kara is this new terrorist organization that are now plaguing the world of Naruto and Boruto. We know that they are very powerful, as I have talked about a few feats which applies to a lot of the people within Kara, including the outer and the inner. We know that they can use scientific ninja tools in order to replicate godly powers. So why would the creators create a new terrorist organization who are weaker than the previous? That makes no sense, because now that they are hyping this group up and they have not an outer but an inner go into Konoha to fight the Hokage, why would they make that person lose? If that person was to lose, then that would basically degrade the power or the hype behind Kara, because one of the inners, one of the best just went in there to take an L, and that is not going to happen. Another reason which I'm going to point out is this. We know that Naruto and Sasuke are the best of the best on the entire planet, and that is why a lot of people had issues processing Delta being able to handle Naruto or go on par with Naruto. It is because people have this mentality that Naruto and Sasuke are the most powerful. That does not mean that no one can go above Naruto and Sasuke, and we know that these tools allow you to replicate or bypass godly feats. So if that is the case, what stops them from creating something that can weaken Naruto and Sasuke? And thirdly, since Naruto and Sasuke are the biggest powerhouses, that means that any villain who is introduced is not a threat, as Naruto and Sasuke, worst case scenario, are there to take out the villains, meaning that it is basically pointless to introduce villains unless they were stronger than Naruto and Sasuke. And I think that this is it, the first introduction to an inner, or how an inner of Kara fights or fares against Naruto and Sasuke. And if she actually does a lot of damage, then that actually introduces tension into the story, as there is chaos once again. Naruto and Sasuke are not at the top, as if Delta does this much damage to Naruto, or if she wins the fight, then Jigen poses a bigger threat, and that makes the story interesting, as we will wonder what they are going to do in order to get themselves out of this situation. That would cause huge panic in the shinobi world. After years of relaxing after the wars, there is finally a threat again for them to deal with and to panic about, and it is not just Naruto and Sasuke or Konoha that has to worry about this. It is the entire world, as the Akatsuki did unbelievable damage to the entire world. Imagine a threat which is worse than these people. What are they capable of, and what will they do? That is interesting, and I want to see this happen. So the point I'm trying to make here is that there is mystery behind a character. You don't want to reveal everything about them straight away, and I think there will be an explanation as to why Delta can keep up with Naruto in the manner that she is at the moment. Which leads me on to my next point, and my next point is the power that they are going for. It seems to me, or at least to me, I get the vibe that Boruto is more Dragon Ball Z and Naruto was the Dragon Ball, meaning that the power is being shifted or raised higher to a bar which Boruto then has to achieve in order to save the world, just like his father did. And if that is the case, it is going to introduce the same problem that Naruto Shippuden had in the past, and that is that the majority of the cast become useless, as the power is set to a bar at which they cannot reach genetically, and because of that they are basically redundant, thus making the entire cast redundant except the people who have godly feats. And with some of the people who have godly feats, I'm talking about the new Team 7. We know Boruto has the Jogan, has the Karma, has Uzumaki Chakra, and also has possibly Hamura's chakra, as he is a descendant of Hamura because his mom is a descendant of Hamura, thus giving him that power. And with all that, with access to a teacher or one of the best people on the entire planet as a teacher, Boruto is guaranteed to be a god. Now we have Sarada, whose parent or father is a Rinnegan user. We know how powerful Indra and Ashura became, and they both had the capability or the ability to unlock the Rinnegan because their parents had the Rinnegan. All they needed was the chakra combined in order to awaken the Rinnegan. Sarada has all the cells of Sasuke, or at least Sasuke's DNA, and he is a Rinnegan user, so it is possible for Sarada to unlock the Rinnegan. And we have Mitsuki, who is not just a normal sage, but he is a sage genetically. People have to sit there and meditate or stand still like the first Hokage Hashirama, who was a prodigy or a god deemed by the ninjas. He was the god of ninja. He needed to stand still in order to generate sage chakra. Mitsuki, just being himself, just doing absolutely nothing, moving around or doing whatever he wants, allows him to generate sage chakra automatically because it is in his genetics. These are godly feats that Team 7 alone will gain, thus making them cast a huge shadow over the rest of the cast. Look at Denki, look at Iwabi, look at Inojin, Shikadai, and Chocho. Do you see these people keeping up with the new Team 7? I do not think so. Another thing I want to talk about is the carelessness of the Kara members as they enter Konoha. Kashin Koji strolls through Konoha like it's his own playground, like he knows the place inside out. Obviously, he is a spy and he can go in and out without care at all as to who will notice him or not. Delta just strolls through the barrier, not caring who will detect her, meaning she has a lot of confidence that she can handle herself. She stands in front of Naruto, not just the Hokage, but the strongest person known on the entire planet, and she does not give a fuck, and even tells him, "Nice to meet you, but get out of my way," without any care. So what makes you think that she cannot handle herself? There is clearly a lot of proof, a lot of evidence. Kashin Koji doesn't even seem shocked or worried that Delta just strolls carelessly through Konoha, as he knows, or at least has an idea of how strong Delta is. When I was reading chapter 31, I actually looked at the panels of Delta fighting Naruto, and it is when she first lashed at Naruto, kicking him with incredible speed, and the way Naruto was dodging this actually seemed similar to the way the fighting scenes in Dragon Ball are drawn, or Dragon Ball Z are drawn. And if they are going at this speed, then it actually means or proves that they are entering a new era or a new level of power, which the main characters now have to attain in order to keep up with the current generation. Because this story about Boruto is not just about the new generation, it is still also about the old generation, as they are the people who are handling these new powerful villains that are coming into Boruto. So in a way, it's like the old generations handing over their torch or passing the torch to the new generation, and it's not just going to happen in a few days, but they are still involved or intertwined with the story, and it is beginning to resemble Dragon Ball Z, as there are now artificial humans and people modified with ninja tech, just in the same way as the androids. So if regular human beings can actually modify themselves in order to keep up with Super Saiyans, then I don't see why human beings in Naruto cannot modify themselves in order to keep up with the gods. I mean, they are already creating tools that replicate the power of the gods, so it should make sense that they can make technology which allows them to keep up with the gods or even overpower them. That there is more than enough proof that Delta is capable of what she displayed in chapter 31. I want you guys to click the notification button and make sure that you actually do get notified whenever I upload my videos. I also have a video here talking about the ninja pills which were made by ninja who actually took Naruto and Sasuke DNA in order to create this, and there are people out there who also tried to replicate the Rinnegan but failed. With that being said, I have some videos at the end if you are interested in getting more in depth with Boruto, so watch that at the end. With that said, I have nothing more to say. I hope you enjoyed this video, and bye.